I'm going to show you how we systematically get referrals and have a negative cost to acquire customers at a $15,000 plus monthly recurring agency model. So we have a social media marketing agency doing all of the organic media for the largest brands that you know online. I guarantee it. Anyone that has a large 8-figure plus business is probably working with us or working with us in some degree. And so far to this day, every single client that we have gotten has been referral based. And we are going to be expanding that to paid ads and other avenues. But I'm going to show you how you can literally grow a business to however big you want. It just takes more time using just referrals. And first step is you need to have a system to acquire customers. And we have a system to acquire customers through referrals. And the way we do that is we take on a client. Let's say some of our clients are like Robert Kiyosaki or Ken McElroy or some of the largest guys that are pushing real businesses that then come on YouTube or on social media because they want to increase their brand. And they see guys like Alex Hormozi or Dan Martell or all these other people that have humongous brands, and that allows them to get unlimited leads for their business. And when you have a real business where you're selling stuff in the real world, it is one of the most profitable mechanisms, having a social media following where you're getting millions and millions of views per month. Something that we discovered recently has literally changed everything and has added an extra, potentially just next month, an extra $60,000 of MRR or monthly recurring revenue. First, I'll break down the layers of the business. We have the main agency, which is doing all organic media for 8-figure businesses and some people in the finance space that I was working with beforehand. And then we build out the funnels to convert the views that we're getting into customers for them. So if we can generate, let's say, a few million views, and then we can convert a percentage of those views into customers for the business, it is incredibly profitable, especially when a lot of the businesses we work with have a very high lifetime value customer. That is the main agency. But because we do really well, I started a sponsorship company that I've talked a lot about on this channel, where I now fill in sponsors into the clientele that we have. And I'll share the Miro board in a second of what we're actually doing. But just so you understand, if we're working with someone like Robert Kiyosaki, for example, we'll reach out. I have someone full-time that just does outreach to get me on the call with these sponsorship companies because they want to sponsor our clients. And when I'm on the phone with them, what happens? I show them the list of clients and I'll really try and break through and say, hey, yeah, we just started with this new client that's in a very profitable tax niche. And, we started with them a few months ago and we've had substantial growth, and we're actually on trajectory to show even more, like way more growth based upon what we're doing. And I'll go through client after client after client of people that they already know. And I'm breaking down every single limiting belief. I'm showing them live, like, hey, here are the clients that we work with. They already want to sponsor the clients. Mind you, these are all 9-figure plus businesses that are looking to sponsor our clients. And a lot of our clients are doing 2 to 3 million long form views per month in the finance and business niche. And that is worth a lot to these other companies. And so then as I am closing these clients, or as I'm closing these sponsorship companies for sponsors for our current clients, which is a highly profitable, pure cash flow play that is just increasing the amount we make per client, I am then flipping the frame and turning it into a sales call. And I am incredibly harsh because I will then say, okay, let's pull up your YouTube channel. I say, I see that you guys are doing a lot of, you guys are sponsoring these channels. You clearly see the value in brand and having sponsorships. So why are you not taking your channel as seriously? And so, real example, this week, there is a client or there is a sponsorship company that wants to sponsor 3 of our clients. One of them at $15,000 per month, one at like $7,500 a month, and one at like $35,000 per month. So they're going to be spending $50,000 to $60,000 per month just on sponsoring some of our clients. They already sponsor a bunch of other channels, and then they have a channel that they focus on. And so I was saying, why are you guys not implementing these strategies? And so as I'm doing this, I'm showing them everything that we've done for our clients. And then I explain our business model and how we got into the sponsorship world and say, like, hey, here it is. Like, we are just really good at growing these social medias for businesses to get them exceptional results and convert their organic traffic into customers for them. The same people that you are sponsoring right now. And I will pull up the back end analytics of how much money they make from it, because we're turning this into a sales call to close the sponsor. So the sponsorship company want to give us money for our clients that we then close as clients. And we just did this week. So they want to sponsor three of our current clients, and then they also are taking the initiative and said, what do we have to do to work with you in your agency? So we closed them for the main agency and three of our clients. And that is what leads to having these massive referral based, no cost to acquire customers. And this has happened time and time and time again. And then how do we systematically get referrals? So when that comes into having good processes in place, which is what we've really been trying to solve for. When we take on a client, the amount of things that we have just for trying to take on a client and what the onboarding looks like. So here's what we do on the call. And we have a client success manager where their job is just to make sure that we get all of these things done as quickly as humanly possible. And Moses has done a beautiful job at laying it out very prettily. And I think there's a bunch of other things. So there's everything that we need from the client, everything that we need to do as quickly as humanly possible so we can confirm why they just made the best decision of their entire life as quickly as possible. We are looking to move with such incredible amounts of speed that we are confirming why these people are now working with the best agency in the entire world. And then we have the exact deliverables that someone has to do on a weekly, on a daily basis to where it becomes more clear cut, knowing what needs to get done. And we have time horizons on it, where we can say, okay, this needs to be done in the first 3 days of taking on a client, and here's what it looks like. So this is kind of the back end of the system to where we can do it more of a plug and play. But going back to the sponsorship, so we sign a new client, we start to get more views, we make the media kit, we find list of qualified sponsors for their client, and we're actively reaching out to them, which is what we are doing. And then once we have once we have a sales call with the sponsor, we are getting them plugged in to multiple clients, plus adding them onto the agency when it's a good fit. And then we have a systematic way of getting referrals from all of their friends, because this new client that we just closed, I guarantee you 6 months from now, 6 of his friends are our clients. And the way that we systematically get referrals is once we have our first big win. And the real reason for working with incredible speed is we have a very high ticket. We are working with large businesses. These large businesses, for the most part, are used to everyone being super slow and inefficient and never getting results. We only prioritize getting results. We have one thing for a standard of excellence: just fucking be excellent and show results. And I like how Moses, kind of our client base, is just fucking show results. And then he put Joshua Lassard. And then we have obviously all of the stuff in the Notion. But once you get your first win for the clients, and that can be micro wins. Every single week, we are now showing our clients all the great things that we did for them on a weekly basis. So they are constantly reminded that they made a great decision and we are the agency that is showing them the best results. Then what happens is they are very happy with their decision. And when we actually show them great results, I mean, if we take on a client and within a few months, they go from doing 600 views per day to now averaging thousands and thousands of views for long form, and are closing them substantial amounts of revenue, you are constantly reminding why you are giving them a great decision. Then you ask for referrals. And that client I just showed you, last time I talked to him, I asked, hey, if you know anyone that's a great fit, I would love to talk to them. And he introduced me to 3 people. And I guarantee you, we close at least 2 of those 3 people. And then once we take those people on, 6 months later, we will have 3 more clients. And so that is how we build this unstoppable moving force of every client we get gets us 3 more clients. And the bigger whale client, they will sometimes get us 10 plus clients, because if we can do what we say we were going to do, the constraint of agencies are not sales. I should say the constraint of great agencies are not sales. The constraint of average and mediocre agencies are always going to be getting more and more clients, and they're always looking to get more sales done. But when you have an exceptional business model that you are providing the highest quality service that no one else can replicate, or if they can, it is incredibly challenging, then they are going to work with you forever. And that is why no client has ever canceled with us, ever. I mean, so talk about lifetime value. Every single client we get constantly pays us more and more every single month as we provide them more value. And on average, every client that we have has gotten us 3 clients. And we are continuously increasing our prices and increasing our quality of service. And we will continuously do that. And I guarantee you, 12 to 24 months from now, we are going to be working with some of the largest enterprise clients because that is where most of the money is. They are already spending tens of millions of dollars per year on marketing, and we are going to be sucking part of that marketing budget on organic media. We are a marketing agency specializing in organic media to drive unfathomable amounts of leads to any sort of business. And that's if we prioritize on just being excellent on that, then everything else does not matter. And you need to realize you only need to get sales if you suck at what you do. If you are actually the best in the world at what you do, you can go to any business and say, I will work for free, or I will pay you $100,000 if I don't get you the end result that you're looking for. And you can have a offer so good people feel stupid saying no. When you are not that good and you do not have as high degree of confidence in your service and your capability and your team's capability, then you are not going to be able to get sales. And that has led to us having trajectory more and more sales. And we are going to be running paid ads because you can have referrals, but you cannot guarantee referrals come in. Where with what we are doing, we want to be taking on 10 to 15 clients per month. And referrals will eventually get it to where it can do that. But right now, that's not possible. And I'm really fired up because this is what I think about all day. If we solve for having the best people in the entire world and we can onboard talent at an exceptional rate, then we will utterly dominate because whenever it's like a food shop. If all you prioritize is making the best pizza in the entire world and you can do that every single time, then you will never have to worry about marketing another day in your entire life. When the people that have to worry about excessively marketing their service-based product is when they are not exceptional at what they do. And that's why we just want to have the highest standard of excellence. And the only thing that matters is just fucking show results. That is it. And we are putting so much time and effort into trying to hire better people, cultivate better culture, and train people at scale to where I would want to have 1,000 interns at one time and gamify our culture to where the people that do well will make unfathomable amounts of money. I want every single person to win, but the only thing that the world rewards for business is do you show results or don't you? And if we can gamify a way where people that show exceptional results can make unfathomable amounts of money and we can have a incredibly fun and exciting culture, then that is our constraint to having a multi-billion dollar per year company. It is not going to be being the best at sales, even though we put a lot of effort into sales and how we are going to systematically get referrals.